In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Mautic, which is a marketing automation platform that I have a lot of videos on, how to use Mautic to integrate it into your website to collect leads. Now, I have all WordPress-based websites. So let me go to one of my main sites, and it's wpcrafter.com. It's basically just a website all about WordPress and building websites. So I have this video series called the 60-Minute Website Challenge, and you can access all those posts when you come to my site and click on Done For You templates. But what happens is when people come to my website and click on that and they choose the challenge that they want, I provide all the resource files for them. So they'll come and they get those resource files. Now, I want to capture their information at that moment and have it automatically pass into Mautic. So I'm going to show you how I do that, and then I'm going to show you how I accomplish it on the Mautic side. So here's one of those posts. It's a website on, it's a whole video on how to create a website for a restaurant, and I give everything away, all the resources for free. So someone can come here, watch the video, I have it on pause, and then when they scroll down, I've got this section right here that says download resource files. And it says click here to download resource files. Now when someone clicks anywhere on this box, it's going to generate this pop-up, and I've got this really nice subtle blur going on in the background. I've got the completion bar, and all someone has to do is enter their name and email and then click on this button, and what happens is their information is passed straight into my Mautic installation, and then an email is sent out to them with a download link, which is also handled through Mautic, so I can track everything. Then they're sent off this download link, and I'm tracking everything in Mautic. They're also tagged, so for this particular website challenge, they're tagged for that one, so I can email just those particular people in the future. So I'm going to show you how I do all this. Now, I'm using on my WordPress website a plugin called Thrive Leads. Now, with Thrive Leads, you can generate all types of different opt-in elements. You can have, geez, I mean, I can't even name them all. There's so many opt-in elements. So let me show you Thrive Leads real quick. So if I go into a back end of one of my WordPress sites, this is on my local machine. I already have it installed, and so I can go to Thrive Dashboard, and then right here it says Lead Dashboard. And this is nice. Thrive Leads, it's this plugin gives you a really nice dashboard to look at all your stats. So that right there is what's called a lead shortcode. So let's just go ahead and generate one of these lead shortcodes right now. So I'm going to click on Add New. I'm going to give it a name. I'm just going to call it Mautic Example. However, in a practical sense on my website, I wouldn't name it that. But I'm going to do that for this demo. And then it gives me this shortcode, and this shortcode you can place anywhere in your WordPress website for it to display this pop-up that we're about to create. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this little blue icon here, and this is going to allow me to now create this opt-in element. So I'm going to click on Create Form. Now this plugin is very powerful. You can do lots of A/B split testing and all that. So at this point, you might want to say version A or version B, but I don't usually do split testing. For this, I'm not doing split testing. So let's just call it Example, and then click Create Form. Okay, so now we've created this, and we need to click on this blue icon here to edit the design. Now what it does is it's going to open up in a new tab, and it's going to allow me to choose from all of their templates, and they have a lot of templates. Okay, so here it is. It's generating it right now. Okay, so here's some of their opt-in templates. It's downloading them all right now. Let's see, I'm using more of a two-step opt-in template. right there, and you can find those here. So here's their normal opt-in templates, and you can see there's just a wide variety to choose from. But what I'm using is one of these multi-steps. So I'm going to click on multi-step, and you can do some really neat things with these multi-step templates. But I'm using one of these simple thin ones right here. This is it actually right here. So let me just go ahead and click on that. And then I'm going to click on choose template. So what it does is it's going to show me the 2 steps. The 2 steps are, this is what you see. This is like the first step. And when someone clicks on it, it's going to open up this light box. So I can click right here and it shows me the second step. And this is where the actual form is. Now, the nice thing with Thrive Leads is you can put whatever elements you want into your pop-up or your opt-in element. You can put all these different things in there. You can easily customize anything in a nice front end. What you see is what you get format. So anyways, right here is where that form is going to go, where I need to integrate it into Mautic. So let's see how that's done. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it right here, and it pulls up this little options panel. And then you need to click on here where it says connect with service. Now you can the same steps of connecting it to Mautic you'll use no matter what opt-in element you're using. They've got pop-ups, they've got slide-ins, they got slide-unders, they got slide-downs, they got in-content opt-ins. There's just so many different options that you have. You have the scroll mat. Someone comes to your website and they just see it right there. This does everything. So anyways, just go ahead and click on create new connection. Now, this does not yet integrate directly with the Mautic API. I've asked them for it. I think as Mautic community grows, they will actually have direct API integration, but they don't right now. But see, this is where, and this is the reason why we can use Thrive Leads easily with Mautic, is right here. It says HTML form code. So what this allows us to do is take form code that Mautic generates, put it in here, and it's going to take what it needs to take and just make it work for you easily with Mautic. So I'm going to click on HTML form code, and then I'm going to click here where it says go to next step. And so now right here, I need to paste in my form code. I don't have that yet, so let's go ahead and create it. So right here I'm at the Mautic installation that I have. Sorry to interrupt this video. When I originally recorded it, Mautic was on version 1.3.1, and since that time to now, they upgraded to version 1.4. They released version 1.4, and with that release included different terminology when you are in the Mautic application. And so this is a good point for me to just interrupt this video and show you some of those changes, and then I'll continue on with the video. So one of the main things they changed was some of the terminology. So for instance, before you would see leads, now it's been renamed contacts, what you see right here, and some other items have been moved around. So we've got campaigns, that's the same, it's still right there. Underneath components, we now have a drop down that includes assets, forms, and landing pages. And then under channels, we have emails, and that's where you set up all your various emails. So there's been this little rearranging and change of terminology, included a bunch of other really neat updates, but these are the changes that you need to know as you continue to watch this video. So this video is going to continue showing you Mautic as it was at version 1.3, even though the installation that you might have today has new terminology. Back to the video. I'm going to go right here to where it says forms, and I'm going to click on that. Now what I need to do is generate a form and then get its form code. So I can click right here, this plus, and where it says new. Now here's like what you need to decide. If someone puts their info in the form, do you want to immediately push them into a marketing campaign? Or do you want, when someone puts their info in the form, you just have your simple form actions, and then you've now captured their data, and you can send broadcast emails or you can still dump them into a campaign. Now, the way I have it set up as a new standalone form, that's where I'm just collecting the information and then I'll do some broadcast emails. But if I already had an autoresponder series, I would go ahead and create that as a campaign. And then when someone submits their information, I could toss them into that campaign. So anyways, I'm going to go right here where it says new standalone form. I'm going to click on select and I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to say Thrive Leads, but usually what I name the form is what it's being used for. So in the example on my WP Crafter site, I might say challenge number 1 or challenge number 2 or something like that. Okay. Right here we need to choose what happens when someone submits the form. And what I have it as is I have it remain at form. So when someone puts their info in and clicks submit, it just reloads the page and they're back to watching the video. They get the email and it's set. But you can put in here a redirect to a URL, or you can have it display some kind of a message. But I usually choose remain at form. Okay, I never usually put a description or anything like that. You can put a category if you want. But here's the two fields that are the two options that we need to start setting some things up. So let's look at fields. So this is where we need to create the email field, and if you want a first name field, a last name field, or something like that, we would do that all right here. So I'm going to click add a field, and I'm going to click right here where it says email. I usually always make the email first. I'm going to type email here. Doesn't matter what you make the label really, because it's not going to be really shown when you integrate it with Thrive Leads. So I'm just going to put email. And then what you need to do is you need to click on lead field and you need to link it up to email. But it does that by default. But here's all the different fields that you can choose. We'll just leave that as email. And we can turn on validation if you want. Now Thrive Leads also does the validation, so I leave that up to Thrive Leads. Anyways, this is all good. I'm going to go ahead and click on add. The next thing I like to collect is the first name. And so what you want to do is you want to click on add a field and then go ahead and choose text. Okay, and that's going to pop up, and I'll put first name. There we go. And click on lead field. And let's go on the drop down, and I'm going to choose first name. Okay, and then I'm going to click on add. So that's all I want to capture, but you can capture more fields if you want. But this is what I am going to capture. And then I'm going to click on actions. And this is what you do. You say, what actions do we want to perform when we receive their information, the submission on this form code. So let's look at the options that we have. And now you don't have to just be restricted to one action. You can have as many actions as you want. So you can add some points to the lead for lead scoring if you're doing that. You can move them around lists. You can move them around with tags. You can let them download an asset. Actually, that's pretty interesting. I had never thought about just pushing out the download I'm giving them. You see, you can push the lead into an integration you might have. Now, what I use, I use right here, I use send an email to a lead. I use modify leads tags. And then I think that's all that I do. Yes, that's pretty much the only thing that I do. So I'm going to go ahead and put right here, send email. Well, actually, I'm not going to click on send email to lead because I haven't actually created any emails in Mautic just yet. So I'm going to go right here and click on modify leads tags, because the whole point of using marketing automation is to generate tags and start tagging your leads as much as you can. So I'm going to click right here, add tag, And so for me, a typical tag I use is I use kind of like an acronym. I don't want my tags like super long. I want to maybe make an acronym, but if I'm going to use an acronym, it needs to be one that I'm immediately going to know what it means. So for my 60-minute website challenge, I go 60-minute website challenge. So I have this little acronym, and then I'll go like episode 1 or something like that. And since this tag hasn't been created, once you type it in, you have to hit the enter key for it to be entered. So let me click on add. So now what's going to happen is as soon as someone submits their information in this opt-in form, their info is going to get pushed into Mautic, and Mautic's going to add them to the one of the leads in the system, and it's going to add this tag to it. So let's see if I click on send email. Let's see, send email to lead, if it's going to let me create the email. Yes, see right here, I have to actually create the email, which I haven't done. So let's just say send email. And I don't usually type descriptions. Okay, so I'm gonna have to click on new email, this little plus. I've never done it this way. I usually create the email and then come in here and link it all up. But let's see what happens. But if this is gonna take too long, I'm not gonna sit here and wait. Let's see. Okay, so let me just click on add, see what happens. Okay, send email. Normally you would go into emails, have your emails all pre-created. There it is. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save and close. And so now I've got this form that I've created. Now right here off to the right, it says form HTML. And what we want to do is click on manual copy, and it generates this little light box. And what we want is this bottom section here of code. And when you click in it once, it automatically highlights everything. So I'm going to put it in the clipboard by hitting Control-C, or if you're on a Mac, which I am, you can use the Apple key and then C. And then I'm going to click on Close. And now I want to go back over to Thrive Leads, where I was generating the pop-up. And now I've actually got the code to paste in. So I'm going to paste it. And then I'm going to click where it says generate fields, and it's going to look at my code and it's going to generate these fields. Okay, let me get rid of this saving reminder. Now right here is my email field, and I can tell right here because it says email, and here it says first name. So let's see, let's go ahead and type enter your email. Actually, you know what? I did make a mistake. I usually wouldn't want the email and then the name. I like to ask them their name and then their email. So let's actually go back and fix that. So I'm going to go back into my form. I'm going to click on Edit. I'm going to go back to Fields, and I just need to rearrange these. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to drag and drop it there. So now it's first name and then email. Just a preference I have. It's up to you. So I'm going to click on Save and Close. I'm going to click on Manual Copy to get my code again. And I'm going to go in here, put it in my clipboard. And I'm going to go back into Thrive right here. And so here's where I first pasted that form code. I'm going to highlight everything and replace it with the new generated code. I'm going to click on Generate Fields again, and it should fix that order for me. So the reason the email is showing before the first name, I usually like first name and then email, is because when I generated my form, I generated the email first and then the first name. I usually prefer different order. I can modify this code real quick in order to change that. So when you scroll down a little bit, but try to make your Mautic form have your fields in the order that you're going to actually want them. So I made a little goof there. So here's where it's showing my first name, the bit of code for the first name, and you can tell because it says first name. Right here it's showing the code for the email. You could see it there. So let's see if I can actually move it around. So I'm going to highlight the email, I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to remove it. And then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to paste it. Let's see if I can click on this generate fields and have it fix that order for me. Looks like it did. So now I've got first name and email. So that's an easy fix. Don't be afraid to modify your code. So right here is where you're going to type what shows in the field on the form that's giving them the instructions. So for first name, I might say enter your first name. And then for email, I'll say enter your email. Now for validation, you can't really validate a first name, but you can validate your email. So I'm going to click here, and there's this drop down. I'm going to choose email. I like to make them both required fields. Why not? You can also have it show an icon. I never do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and click save. So now it generated that form where we've got the first name and the email, and someone can click on this, and the info is going to, boom, go straight right into Mautic. And everything in here is what you see is what you get. You can click in there and start changing text to whatever you want. Same thing with the image. I can click here, and I can click on change image right here. However you want it to look like, you can easily make it look that way. Okay, so I've created my pop-up. I've integrated it with Mautic. I haven't changed anything style-wise with it because that's not the point of this video. So I'm going to click on Save Changes, and then I'm going to exit out of this browser window. And here is my opt-in. So I'm going to click on Back to Dashboard, and there it is. So here's this shortcode like I was saying earlier. I just need to copy it by clicking on this button. And now let's place it someplace. So for me, I'll place it right here where it says Pages. And then I've got this home page right there that I set up. I've got no content in this website. It's just for demo purposes. So I'm going to click on the Visual tab, and I'm going to paste that shortcode in. I'm going to click on Update. And now it's updated. So right now I want to go ahead and take a look at that page. So I'm going to right click, open it up in a new tab. And now it is going to show me this page here in a moment. And there it is. The reason it got pushed to a second line is because this is actually a very narrow container to put it in. So normally it's not this narrow. To fix that, I could have made the icon small, or use less text, or use a smaller font. Anyway, I'm going to click on here, and it generated my pop-up, and I've got my first name and my email. Okay, so let me first go back to Mautic. I'm going to click on Leads, Manage Leads, and you're going to see I've got no leads in there. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to put my name, and I'm going to put my email, like that. And you always want to test your form with Mautic. I've made a mistake of putting it in or created one of these pop-up opt-in boxes, and I made the mistake of not checking, testing it first, and it's a big mistake. So always just make sure you test it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this button. I could have changed the text as well. So anyways, I'm going to click on the button, and it's going to do just what I thought. It went ahead and it took the information, and we'll just go and make sure it made its way to Mautic. But it just reloaded the page because I didn't say go to this other page to say thank you. I didn't set that in Mautic. So that's why it didn't do it. So I'm in Mautic right now, and when I click on Manage Leads, it should refresh the page, and we should see my information in there. Yep, and there it is. My name, my email right here, and it also captured my location, and I've got my date and timestamp. And when I click into my record, if I did this right, we should see the tag. So let's go ahead and click into it. And it's pulling my gravatar right there, and I scroll down. You can see right here is the tag. So this is how I'm using Mautic currently with Thrive Leads. Now let me just show you a little bit more about Thrive Leads. One thing I want to say is, if you look at some of the old content on the Mautic forms, people said you had to modify the Mautic form code to get it to work. Well, you don't. Maybe that was the case back then, but right now you just take your form code, copy and paste it in. You are set. So I just wanted to make mention of that. You notice I didn't have to modify or edit any code. So let's go back and take a look at Thrive. Thrive dashboard, leads dashboard. I just want to show you some of the opt-in elements, just so I can make sure I'm covering all my bases. And typically, so for me, I'm using these lead short codes, but you can have something called Thrive boxes, one-click sign-up links to things. But for generating leads, a lot of times you're going to want to use what's called lead groups. And what's nice about this plugin is there's all these different instructional videos in it. So if I don't know what lead groups is, I just click on this play button, and here's a video that explains what the heck that is. Let me click out of that. So I'm going to click Add New. And let's say offer A. You can do the most amazing split testing with this plugin. You can split test different opt-in elements. So for some people, you could show a sidebar widget, some people an exit pop, some people a top bar. There's all these different options that you can do. One thing that's also really cool is if you're someone's giving you their information, you can generate a special link back to your site and cookie that person so they don't see those same opt-in elements anymore because they've already opted in. You can do some real ninja stuff. So, okay, so I created a new lead group, and when I click on this bar, it's going to have all the different opt-in elements available to me show up. So I can have a ribbon, that's a bar at the top or the very bottom of your page. There's a light box, that's the pop-up, and you can have it triggered on all kinds of different circumstances. Someone's mouse moves out of the browser window like they're changing the page. All these different things you could do. Automatically in the post footer, a slide in, that's where it kind of slides in on the bottom right, or I'm assuming the left. In content, so you can say on the after the second paragraph on every post, show my opt-in. You can have a screen filler light box. That is where the pop-up will happen, but you won't be able to see around the rest of the website. You can have it all be a single color or something like that. So it really gets the attention of your visitor. PHP insert, so this is where we'll give you actual PHP code that you can go in and put into your theme. And this one's really cool and really used a lot these days. It's called a scroll mat. Let me actually click on this little play button and see if it shows what that is.
Scroll mat is...
Let's see. This is a scroll mat. You see right here, you go to the site, but this is what you see when you first come, and then someone can just like scroll down. So that's a scroll mat. So anyways, that's Thrive Leads. I've got a link down below this video. I've got other review videos on this plugin. It's just the Swiss Army knife of lead generation plugins. Let me go to their website and show you the price. I'm on their site right here. They also have themes and they have a couple other plugins, but here it is, Thrive Leads. I'm going to click on Discover Thrive Leads. This was actually released in early 2015. I've had it since day one. It's been probably one of the best plugins I've ever purchased as far as getting better, new templates being added, all kinds of value, and it's probably helped to make me the most money online. So let's see, I think there's, we're looking at templates, we're looking at all the features of it. I'm scrolling down and we'll see the price. So for a single site, it's $67 one time. For unlimited sites, it's $97. And they also have a monthly program where you can get everything that they offer with this company offers, and you just pay an annual fee or whatever. That's what I have. I actually have this agency license. One thing to note on the price, it's a one-time fee for these two, and it includes lifetime updates of the plugin. So a lot of plugin developers and WordPress theme developers, they give you 1 year support and 1 year of updates, which kind of sucks, right? Because if they're going to improve it, now you have to pay again and again and again. Well, they don't do that. They give you unlimited updates, so you'll get updates forever, but they do only give you a year of support. So if you want to continue your support after a year, you do pay a little bit extra for that each year, which is good because that's how they can stay in business. Now, I'm a low support needing type of person. I don't constantly need support. So for me, that works great. So anyways, this has been a video on how to integrate Mautic into all kinds of different opt-in elements on your WordPress website using the Thrive Leads plugin. You saw how easy that was. Thanks for watching this Mautic video, and please give me a thumbs up if you've learned something in this video. And if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. You can ask me down below in the comments, or you can head over to my website and ask me a question there as well. Thanks for watching.